I feel you're gonna stay in. So you got this giant. So you're gonna do this mega crossover in like 5 years with all the characters. Like if I think of like this great, like cosmic or semi-cosmic or whatever it is threat in your head.
Yeah, like, well, one thing I like to do holiday specials. So like, because Roxy's not a real character technically, like she's not real in the universe. She's just a movie character. So when I did the Star Wars parody, basically Violet's story takes place in 1987, but the story for the Star Wars parody takes place in the early 80s. So that's when she was on drugs. So when Violet's on a drug binge, like that's when Roxy shows up, kind of like Kazoo from the Flintstones, where like he would randomly show up, but
Yep.
only Fred Flintstone would see him. Like basically, that's what Roxy is to Violet. Like she's an imaginary character that just shows up in Violet's life. And so like in the Star Wars story, like Roxy Feelgood's like the Obi-Wan Kenobi, and she's like Luke Skywalker. And then I did a Christmas special with my characters where basically this is really like kind of like breaking the fourth wall here, like where so like all my characters, like they're sitting around the Christmas tree. I just did this like what last month, yeah, last month, and like all my characters are like, well, what do you want for Christmas? And then Violet goes, I want to meet my maker, and then I go, all right, draw me in, and then literally I get drawn into my comic book, my own book, and I'm hanging out with all my characters that I've created. Like it's very like kind of like Garth Ennis type stories. It's like, yeah, I'll draw myself into the book. Like that'll be fun.
Why not? Why not? Why not? So wait, you did a Star Wars. You didn't actually do the Star Wars Christmas special, did you?
No, no, no. So every May the 4th, it's a 3 year plan, right? So every May the 4th, I do a Star Wars parody story where it features all of the characters that I have. So the last year I did Totally Rad Wars, and as we go along, I get more and more characters. So when I do this year, when I do Neon, which is the name of our 80s slasher, when I do Neon Strikes Back, um, we're going to have 12 Totally Rad Babes when we originally only had 7. And then next year, when we do Return of the Clown, um, it's gonna probably we're probably gonna have even more because I know we actually just created our 13th Totally Rad Babe over the weekend. So it's like we keep coming up with all these amazing, sexy ladies and like beautiful characters. Like we got 4 sexy lady clowns. We have an 80s flasher. We have 3 topless babes from outer space. We have a all ages science fiction babe. We have an 80s flasher. I mean, and the the cave woman. I mean, it goes on. Like and also like my newest character, I named her Kate Banger. She wears rollerblades, has like cat ears, and like she's the arch nemesis of Violet. So we get to find out like why are they arch mortal enemies type thing. And also, I'm doing a summer camp book this year because, hey, why not? Summer camp's fun and it's the 80s.
Why not? And those are great. That's a great horror trope right there. So okay, yeah. I was gonna ask if you had literally done the Christmas special, I would have cried, like literally cried, because that's that. Talk about things I wish I'd never seen, right? Because you go in there thinking it's gonna be great, and then 30 minutes and you're like, what am I watching? Like, what am
Yeah.
I?
You're like, oh, it's Chewbacca and his family. Like, ugh.
It's bad. Like we were talking earlier about bad movies we can't unsee. I mean, I'd rather. I mean, if you're gonna give me a choice between that and Green Lantern, I'll watch Green Lantern, and that will hurt me. That will legitimately hurt me. But I don't know what the hell I'm watching with the Star Wars Holiday Special. If I'm watching that, I still don't. I watched it and I don't know. It's like who approved this? Like, how did this escape the studio? Because it had to have escaped the studio, right?
I mean, like, also, like, you got to think, like, oh, this is, like, right when, like, Star Wars' biggest movie of all time, basically. And they're like, we got to do something. And Lucas is like, well, I can't come out with another movie till then. And they're like, well, let's get it. We got studio time. We got a studio we can rent out. Let's do something. And then George Lucas is like, hold my beer. Actually, no, he's more like, give me that beer. And then
Give me all of the beers, all of them. And then afterwards you look at that, you're like, I still don't. All the
it
like,
was so, it was so bad. Even like he didn't even bother going back to try to remaster that, adding CGI characters 20 years later.
no, no, you can't fix that. Like, it's unfixable.
Like maybe if we just with CGI a couple extra Jawas in this scene, it could be better.
So I'm gonna date myself. So I think the part that like I oddly popped for way back when we were young, we did the White and Nerdy actual music video, was that Star Wars Christmas Carol back alley deal. It's like back when you couldn't get a hold of it. Like this was still like in the tape era. It was like, okay, yeah, it exists. No one wants it, but it does exist. There's a reason why it was attempted to be burned. But anyway, that's I think